Okay, hello and welcome back to Shay's Hobby Dog Day again. This is a tag video. I was tagged. I do not think, from what I can remember anyway, that I have ever been tagged before. Unless it was way back when I first got started with YouTube. I don't know, I may have done one then, I can't really remember. But this is a fall tag, okay? Nina from The Life of Nina, that's the name of her channel, tagged me to do this fall tag. She was tagged to do it. And so she done it, and you're supposed to tag 3 other people. So I was one of her 3. So now when I get through answering all these fall questions, I've got to tag 3 people. So get ready. Alright, here we go. And I have my cup of coffee. I'm going to try not to let it get cold on me. Alright. There is 15 questions. Number 1. And y'all know me. I got stories behind almost all the questions. And I talk long. And it's going to be a long video. So just be prepared. Number 1. Favorite Halloween movie. Okay. I'm going to answer for way back in the past, and then I'm going to answer for now. Way back in the past, when I was younger, young married, and my kids were little, I loved, and this says Halloween movies. So I'm thinking that there is probably a distinction between Halloween movies and then just scary movies or horror, thriller movies. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments below. So I don't really just know specifically Halloween movies. But when I was younger, I used to love to watch the scary, horror, thriller movies. Yes, I know. I don't know what was wrong with me. But I did. I just loved stuff like that, okay? So, I was always watching, the mild ones is like all the shark movies, okay? And then there's the bird movie. That's an old one, where all the birds is attacking the house and the people in it on that beach. I don't remember the exact name of it. But the other ones that I always used to like was all of the Freddy Krueger movies, Friday the 13th, and that may be the same movie there. I always kind of got them confused. It may be the same. I'm not sure. But I always liked all of them. And then there was a movie that I watched one time where this husband and wife had to go stay in someone's motel for a while. It was not opened as a motel. It was just an old motel, but they didn't want to leave it by herself, and they had to go stay there. Something about it might have been a trial thing, and they ended up being 2 ghost twin little girls there, and all kind of things would happen, and freaking this man out and all this kind of stuff. I just used to always love all that kind of stuff, okay? That was back in the day. Now, I don't watch scary movies anymore. Oh my word, y'all. I'm too scared. I'm a big chicken. But in a way, it's kind of sad to me. Because it's weird. I still like it, and I would still like that type of thing if I wasn't too scared. It's sad. It ruined me. It took all my fun away. Now, what I mean by that, the last now I can't say the last time. I have probably watched a few, but it's mild ones, okay? Nothing like what I used to watch. Alright, but when we lived, before we did all the moves, we lived on Bowie in Collins, Mississippi. It was before we got our house built. We lived in the trailer. So this new scary movie came out. And boy, I had to watch it. This was before, I was into all the scary movies. I had to watch it. I got this movie. I read the back of this movie. And it even said that it would keep you on the edge of your seat. When I read that, I laughed and I thought, yeah, because I really loved the movies, the scary movies. Honey, and it was late at night when I watched this movie. Albert was at home, thank the Lord. But he was in the bed, and I stayed up late. The kids were in the bed, and I had all the lights off but the TV light. And I was sitting there in my chair, and I don't just remember, but I'm going to say I probably had me a snack, whatever. I was getting all prepared and ready to have fun and watch my scary movie. So, I started watching this movie. But now, the way I am, y'all, I watched the whole movie, I think. Or most of it. Because that's how I am. I've told y'all that about my books before. When I start a book, even if it is something that I am just not really that interested in, and it's taken me forever to read the whole book, I cannot make myself just stop reading it and not finish it. I have to finish the book. It's weird how I am. But anyway, so I ended up finishing that movie. But that was it. I said no more. Not this girl. That ended the scary movie watching for me. Like I said, there might have been only a few others that I watched that's very mild. Okay. Alright. Now, but I was scared. What the back of that box said, it was true. I was sitting on the edge of my seat through that movie. I was so scared. Oh my word, I couldn't hardly handle it. So that's why when it was over with, I stopped. I said, no more. That's it for me. No more. Now, y'all want to know what the name of that movie was? It was Scream. And they have part 2 and part 3, and they probably even have more of Scream. You know how they keep putting them out. And at the time that I started watching that one, I was intending to watch all of them. That was all. That was it. That ended it right there. No more for me. No more for me. Poor Fonzie got killed. The girl, the famous girl, Barrymore, got killed. Okay, off of that. So that's the end of that question, number 1. Number 2. These are questions, asking me questions of what I like and what's my favorite stuff and all this kind of stuff. So, I didn't even really answer that, did I? So back in the day, okay, the question is, I'm so sorry, y'all. The number 1 question was favorite Halloween movie. Like I said, I don't know any Pacific Halloween movies. And back in the day, I used to like all the scary movies until Scream. So I can't give you just a Pacific one. And nowadays, none. So I guess that's my answer. None. I don't have any favorites. Okay. Number 2. Apple or pumpkin pie? Honey, it will have to be pumpkin pie. I love apples, so I like to peel and cut up apples. I like them to be cold from the refrigerator, and I like to put salt on them. Okay? I like the taste of apple. But cooked apples, baked apples, I think it's the texture thing that I can't handle about that. So I don't eat apple pies. So I like pumpkin pies. Alright, number 3. Here comes another long story, which I've already told y'all before way in the past when I was doing my Shays Nays storytelling. So all of you, I know I have a lot of new ones, so this would be good. If you're interested in other stories of my childhood and different things that's happened to me through my life, I had a series back in the day, and I called it Shays Nays Storytelling. I have a playlist of it. Go find it. It was on Saturdays. Saturdays Shays Nays Storytelling. I would always do a video telling a story about my past. So go look that up, my new subbies, and have fun. Leave me comments under them if you do, and give me likes. Let me know you're watching them. Thank you. Alright. Excuse me, sorry. Let me take a sip of coffee. It's going to get cold on me. It's already cooling down. Alright, excuse me. Alright, number 3. Halloween party or explore a haunted place. Haunted place. Back in the day, like I said, when I really liked all that kind of stuff, and I love to read mystery books, and I'll read the little, what they call cozy mystery books. I'm not going to get into the big time horror and thriller type scary books. Okay. But back in the day, I would have jumped on the haunted place, because I loved stuff like that. Now I would be too big of a chicken to do a haunted place. So I guess it would have to be a little mild Halloween party that I would do here at my home. But I'm not going to do no Halloween party because I don't do Halloween no more. Now, I do have a story. When I was a little girl at home with Mama and Daddy. How old was I? I don't know exactly how old I was, but I'm going to say 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around in there. Might have even been 11. Anyway, I had a Halloween party. We lived in the neighborhood. All my friends was around. I stayed outside all day long playing with them. We always had fun. I've told all those stories in my Shays Nays storytelling too. But anyway, so I had a Halloween party, and all my friends came. So what we done, the Halloween, it was a slumber party that I had, okay? The Halloween slumber party started at trick-or-treat time. So we all dressed in our costumes, and we went out trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. So then we came home and we had our bags of candy and all this kind of stuff. And at least this is how I remember it. If I'm wrong, Mama, when you watch this and you remember, you can let me know sometime or another. You can call me or something and let me know. But this is how I remember it. So I had this big, huge playroom in the house that we lived in. It used to be the carport, garage, whatever you want to call it. Because it was closed in. But then they sealed the garage door not to open, and they walled it up inside and made it a room, cut a wall in the house, big wall, and you just stepped down into it. It had carpet and everything, and it was my big playroom. All my toys was in there. I loved it. So that's where we fixed our big pallet, our slumber party pallet, that my friends, we slept in there. But if I remember right, it ended up being bad weather that night. So it was thundering, lightning, raining, and the lights went out. It was perfect for Halloween. I was loving it, even though it was a little bit scary. But while that happened and the lights went off, this may be 2 different stories, I'm getting mixed up, I don't know, but I still remember something about my brother-in-law, because my sister Becca was there, and her husband Randall. Something about he come up, Mama had him to go check a breaker box to see if he could get the lights back on or something. Seemed like they came back on, but seemed like he did something, made them go back off, or made some kind of noise and did something to scare us again. Just to be doing. Seems like I remember something like that. But I remember one of my friends, her name was Casey. She was the youngest one. I think she's like 4 years older than me. And the rest of us was, more the same age. So she was the youngest one there. So she really got scared. Matter of fact, she still sucked her thumb. Casey, if you come across this video and you're watching it, I'm sorry I told that on you. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, I doubt she'll ever come across my videos. But anyway, but she still sucked her thumb. So when she would go to sleep, lay down and everything, get tired. So she got really scared and started crying, and she wanted to go home. So me and my mama had to take her home in the dark. And I think Mama toted her, and I was walking beside Mama holding her hand, and we had to walk across, because her house, you go out our back door and kind of go cat-a-corner across 2 or 3 other yards to get to her house, her backyard. But I think Mama probably called her mama, and they probably met us halfway. But I remember something about that, but we had to take her home and then come back home. But that was my little Halloween slumber party that I had when I was a kid. So, and, when I first had Elizabeth, we lived in a trailer in town, in a trailer park, and at Halloween time, I got little outfits and dressed her up. I think I put something on, and I had my bowl of candy. I kept the door open, and I had the lights out in the house, and I had this little cassette tape that was a haunted house, and it had all these sounds, creepy ghosts and chains creaking, and I played that when trick-or-treaters would come up and get candy. I always loved stuff like that. But I don't do, since I have learned about all the evilness they have out there about Halloween and, and what different things mean, to be honest with you, I like pumpkins, and there's a difference. I don't like jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns actually represents something evil. I don't like it. So anyway, I don't do trick-or-treating and Halloween anymore in no kind of way. So there you go. But back in the day when you was a kid, and when it was like innocent back then and fun, Nowadays, people has to make things evil and ruin everything for people. Ruin the fun, So anyway, that's number 3. So it would have to be a mild, if I chose any, it would be the mild little Halloween party that I would have to do at my house. Because if I was invited to any, it would not be mild. So I wouldn't want to go. Alright, number 4. Let me take another sip of my cold coffee. Or swallow, rather. Number 4. Store-bought pumpkin or pumpkin patch. Here comes another story. Pumpkin patch, because that's the funnest. Alright? Back in the day when I was younger, we lived in Collins. I was a Girl Scout leader. And so, during the Halloween time and the fall time, I got ink on my finger. Me and hubby took my Girl Scout troop to, it's called Mitchell's Farms. They're in town, and it's a pumpkin patch, and it was so fun. We got to do a tour of the pumpkin patch. There was a corn maze we went through, and then they had a little bales of hay. However you say it. Hell bay. How do you say that? I am totally confused now. Bales of hay. Okay. Okay. Well, you slid down again. Sit back up. Behave yourselves. Anyway, so they had bales of hay set up in a little maze for like the little bitty toddler kids. I had fun going through that thing too, So it was fun. They had the pumpkin patch. We got to go through and pick our own pumpkins, So that was real fun for our Girl Scout troop to do. So I have to say pumpkin patch. Alrighty then. Oh, if y'all would like to go check out Mitchell's Farms, they have a website. It's called mitchellsfarms.com. So just go check it out. Alright, number 5. Let me take another sip. Okay, got it all. Number 5. This one's sad. Favorite fall scent. Y'all, I can't say. I can't have a favorite fall scent, or can't have any kind of a favorite scent at all, because I can't smell. That's sad. I have enlarged adenoids in my nose, enlarged tonsils. I don't know if that's whatever. Anyway, I can't smell. I can't breathe out of my nose, so I have to. When I'm eating, and if I eat a lot at one time, keeping my mouth closed and all that, I literally get out of breath and I have to stop chewing and I have to go just to breathe. That's horrible. So I can't smell. Only if it's really, really strong, like skunk or something else stinky, you know what I'm talking about, can I smell it, get a whiff of it, you know? And I even try to smell sometimes, and I can just, every once in a while, barely get a whiff of something. So it's really sad. And when I watch people and they say things and they see pretty flowers outside and they say, oh, those flowers smell so good, I'm jealous. I want to be able to smell them like that, you know? But I can't. So that's a sad one. I don't have a favorite fall scent. Alright, favorite fall drink. The only thing I can think of is hot apple cider. And that's like the box of instant you buy at the store and come home, heat it up in the microwave and all that kind of stuff. I've had that. So if I have a favorite, it would have to be that, because I do like that. Now, this is reminding me of a drink. When I did, back in the day, lived in Collins, I was doing Tape Pals. One of my Tape Pals talked about this drink that they did, but this was around Christmas time, I think. So this may not be considered a fall drink. It may be more of a Christmas drink, winter drink, I don't know. And it was called something. It was a weird name. Walla boo boo blah blah, something like that, you know, drink. I can't remember the exact name. Maybe some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But it struck my interest when she would talk about it. So, see, we did Tape Pals. It's like Pen Pals. But you tape yourself talking to your pal on a cassette tape and send it to them, and they can listen to you, and then they tape back to you and stuff like that. So I asked her about it, and I asked her for the recipe, what's in it, and how do you fix it. I'm curious. I'd like to try that. And so I did try it that one time. It's a lot to it. You do it in the crock pot, and you add a lot of stuff, so it takes a lot to do. And that's probably the only time. Maybe I'd done it one other time, so 2 times I made it, but I do like that drink. And that just made me think of that drink. Okay, number 7. Do you like Halloween or Thanksgiving? I'm going to have to go with Thanksgiving. Back in the day as a kid and all that, when it was fun and innocent, I liked Halloween. But now it's Thanksgiving, okay? I like the food. I like family getting together and talking. Now, back in the day, when I was young, teenager at home, and then even early young married, and my kids young, my family, meaning my mom and my daddy and my sisters and brother-in-laws and nephews, would all get together at Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And we had games. We'd play games. It was real fun. We don't do that now. It's not as fun. But anyway, so number 8, most loved pumpkin-based food. To be honest with you, I don't know of any pumpkin-based food. Now, I can think of pumpkin pie. You know, that's dessert and sweets, which I love, anything sweet, you know. So, that's the only thing I can think of. Unless you maybe call it sweet potato. No, that's not pumpkin. That's sweet potato pie. So, that don't count. You know, I don't know. So, that's that one. Alright, number 9. Corn maze or haunted hayride. Back in the day, like I said, I would have jumped on the haunted hayride. But also they have haunted corn mazes. I'd have jumped on that back in the day. Matter of fact, the Mitchell's Farms that I talked about, they had a corn maze, and we went through the corn maze, but it was during the day, and it wasn't nothing really haunted about it. It was actually just going through the corn maze, and it was fun. So that, even now, I wouldn't mind something like that, especially during the day. I'm not going to go through one at night, and nowadays they have all these haunted ones. I've seen videos where they go through them. I'm not doing that. Okay, hay rides. If it's, if they have it set up where it's a real big time scary haunted hayride, no, I don't want to do it. But just a mild little hayride today, I wouldn't mind doing that. So it's a hard toss-up. If they're mild, I like them. If they're really scary, no. Okay. Alright, number 10. Favorite candy to eat on Halloween. Okay, this one's hard for me. Because even though I don't have a tooth in my mouth, I have a big bad. I have one big, filled up whole mouth bad sweet tooth. That means I love all sweets, especially chocolate and all this kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to say. And back in the day when I trick-or-treated and all that, I can't remember if I had a favorite candy. Mama, if you happen to remember, you can call me and let me know what my favorite candy was. Now, there is a candy that they only make during Halloween time. That's candy corn. I like them. They're good, but they're not my favorite. They are my husband's favorite. As soon as they put them candies out, he starts buying and coming home with big bags of candy corn. Seems like there is another candy that they only put out at Halloween time, so it would be considered Halloween candy, that I did like, but I can't remember what it is, and I could be mistaken. If any of y'all know, put it in the comments and let me know below, because I would like to know. I'm curious. I can't remember what it is. So, as far as a favorite candy, Halloween candy, I like them all. I don't know. Alright, number 11. Favorite childhood memory of fall. Here comes another story. When I'm going to say 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all those, and I say that because I was all of those ages when we lived in this house at this spot. Before we moved there, and after we moved from there, I never did do this. But when we lived there, when it would be fall time, all the leaves would fall, of course, right? And Mama and Daddy would rake up leaves. I always played in the leaves. But check this out. I didn't just do what people are always saying they did. They raked up a big pile of leaves and then they would run and jump in it. Yeah, I would do that too. But you know what I loved doing? This was so fun to me. I would rake the leaves up and I would fix them like a row of little small pile of leaves, okay? And the reason I would do a row is because I would put it in this big square. Before I closed the square in, on the inside of the square, I blocked off rooms. I had me a living room, I had me a kitchen, I had me a bedroom, I had me a bathroom, I had a hall. I built me a house from the lines, the rows of little healed up leaves to form a house. It was just flat on the ground, nothing was standing up, but it was the leaves. And I made me a house. And I even had like little plastic furniture chairs or lawn chairs and stuff. And I would put those like in my living room and stuff like that. And that was my house. And I would play house inside the leaf house on the ground that I had built and made up. I loved doing that. And that came to a stop because one day I got poison ivy. After that, I didn't play in the leaves no more. I was too scared. So that's sad too. That took away my fun too. Why? So that's my story on that, about that. That would be my favorite childhood memory, fall memory, was my leaf house. Okay, let me turn the page here. Number 12, favorite Thanksgiving food. Okay. I would have to say the turkey. I don't like ham. I like turkey. Elizabeth don't like turkey. She likes ham. So we do both. So turkey, when I was little at home, Mama always did ham and I didn't want ham. So even my sister Becca, me and Becca, we did. Mama would get us, it wasn't turkey. It was basically chicken, but it was the little bitty hens. And Becca would have one and I would have one. We had our own little, and we called it our little turkeys. So we did that instead of ham. We also did that at Christmas time too. I always loved Mama's cornbread dressing. And I always loved to put what's it called? It's round in a can and it's red and you slice it and you put it in your cornbread dressing and mix it all up. What is that called? Oh my word. Cranberry sauce. I couldn't think of it for nothing in the world. Cranberry sauce. So I always loved putting that in my dressing. Something else that Mama made I always used to like, and I hardly ever make it around here, was English pea or little green pea salad, she called it. She had boiled eggs in it and pickles, and she'd make one with onions. But me and Mark, that's my oldest sister's husband, didn't like onions, so she would fix a separate bowl just for me and him without onions. That was so sweet of my mama. Okay, so as far as that's, but mostly Thanksgiving and Christmas, all the good desserts. All the good desserts. Alright. Now, my mama, when I was little and all this, and even, first getting married and going, she always would fix this dessert called Pineapple Delight. I loved it. She always fixed this other dessert called Bloppy. I loved it. Then there's Dirt Cup, and I try to fix them. I can't never fix them all, but like I'll take turns on Thanksgiving. I'll fix one, and Christmas I'll fix another, and stuff like this. But because I love those, I can't do without those. Okay, number 13, sweaters or scarves. I do not like to be bundled up, clothes on top of clothes. So even in the wintertime when I am real cold, I do not like to wear coats, jackets, sweaters, or anything. I don't like turtlenecks. So I can't stand scarves. I don't wear scarves. Scarves are completely out. If I had to choose one, it would be sweaters. But the sweater has to be a very small, lightweight sweater. Okay? I would have to be really, really, really freezing. So that's my answer on that. Number 14, wool socks or slippers? Slippers. Wool socks? That sounds itchy. I don't even wear socks at all anyway. Okay? I don't like socks. So, slippers. And I'm assuming that means house shoes in the house. I wear flip-flops all the time in the house, outside walking, going to town, even to church. I wear flip-flops. That's the only kind of shoe I wear nowadays. So, I'm assuming flip-flops is kind of like slippers. There you go. Last question. Number 15. What is your favorite fall tradition? I don't know. We don't really have a fall tradition. Family comes over, we cook the big Thanksgiving meal. That's in the fall, right? Get together and eat. Sometimes play games. That's about it. I don't just... And back in the day when I was a kid or young married, I can't really, unless it would be the family getting together and all the games we played and all that kind of fun. That would be our Thanksgiving tradition, fall tradition, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of and come up with there. So there you go. That is all. I put that on the wrong page. That is all of the questions, 15 questions. Now, I have got to tag 3 people. Are y'all ready? Here it goes. Number 1, I tag my friend Audie, who y'all know is Miss Crafty Girl 42 on YouTube. Audie, you're tagged. You got to make a video answering all these fall questions, okay? All right, there you go. Number 2, Becca. And that's Nina's fault. So, Becca, you're tagged. You got to make a video answering all these fall questions. Got it? Got it. Go find Nina, the Life of Nina's fall tag video, and you'll see why it's her fault that I tagged you, okay? Alright, number 3. You know it's coming. Get ready. Pull out that camera. Get ready to do another video and put it up on your long lost channel, girl. 'Cause you're tagged. Charlotte, Wyoming Nene, you got to make a video answering all these fall questions. Get busy, girl. Get busy. We need to get you back on YouTube. Even if it's the only video you do. I mean, every once in a blue moon, it don't hurt for you to do a video and put it up. People miss you and want to see and hear from you again. I know you don't like to show yourself. We would like to see you, okay? You're not ugly, okay? We're not going to jump out of the camera and bite you. So you ain't got to be shy or embarrassed. But if you just can't make yourself be on there and show yourself, then hide yourself, but let us hear your voice answering these questions, okay? Thank you. Alright. I was only supposed to tag 3 people, but I am going to add one more. A number 4. This is going to be needed a little help from Becca, because I'm going to tag my mama. Mama, I know you're watching this video. I would love for you to do this tag and answer these questions. Becca can ask you the questions and you just answer them on camera. Now, Mama, I don't want you to feel pressured. I want this to be something fun and that you would enjoy doing. If you don't feel like doing this, then don't worry about it. But if you feel like it and you think it would be fun for you too and you would enjoy doing it, let Becca record you and let her ask you the questions and you answer them on camera. I think that would be fun to see. Okay? Alright, now like I said, don't feel pressured. If you don't want to, you ain't got to. Alright? But I would love to see you do it. And don't do it just because I said I'd love to see you do it. If you don't feel like you're doing it, just purely say no and don't do it. You hear me, Mama? Okay. I love you, Mama. Alright. So that is it. 38 minutes long. What I tell you, I can't help it. I can't do short ones. So that's my fall tag. Nina, thank you for tagging me. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. It was fun. Okay. I am not over here until next time. I'm done. I'm going toodaloo.